Yo, what's up? Today I have something different, something awesome though. I have my Smogon Tour Week 1 tour run. So I won Smogon Tour last season, as you guys know, and the way this tournament works is it's 9 weeks, it's like 9 weekends, and it's a live tour on Friday, Saturday, Sunday of each week. And there's 9 weeks because it's 3 Sun Moon weeks, 3 ORS weeks, and 3 Black White weeks. So it's like all the team preview gens. It's like the biggest new gen tour on Smogon. It's like the best tournament that Smogon has to offer. It's my favorite tour. I played it 5 times in a row. Finally won it on my 5th try, the whole thing. But I'm playing again this year because, like I said, even though I won, I have no interest in retiring. I love this tournament. I love playing live tours, and I love OU. So I mean, there's no reason for me to quit. So I played the first day back. This was the first one they had. I was like, you know what? I want to play. It's been 3 months since I competed. I was like, I really want to. So my team here, let me switch it up. I'm playing updated Kanto. This guy is very good at ORAS. SM, he's like okay at. He's definitely better in ORAS though, and I'm sure he would admit it himself too. But yeah, looking at the matchup, I'm using kind of a nasty team. Double ground, SD Gliscor, Scarf Landers, I think. It might be Scarf Landers, I think. Yeah, and then it's like AV. I don't think it's Scarf Landers. Actually, I don't know. Anyway, this team is pretty whack. I don't really like this team, honestly. But I just picked some fat shit because it was my first game back. I was like, all right, let me just cheese through with Pex. And it was a really close game, so let's hop into it. So round 1, I lead off with Landers T as he leads off with his own Landers T. I believe I go right for HP Ice. Yeah, I'm Scarf. That's the only reason I would HP Ice there. I must be Scarf. Yeah. So I am Scarf, actually. Amazing. Glad we figured that out. He's going to go into Greninja here. I'm going to switch out here and bring in Pex, obviously, because, that's just the smartest play, as he makes a double into his own Landers. And I was like, all right, bet. Now here, I'm going to make a switch into my Landers T as he goes into a Zero Aura. Now, I believe he predicted me to maybe go into my Celesteela because he could have exploded there, and exploding into Landers would have been bad. But I just caught it on the SD or everything. It was the multi-purpose. I U-turn out as he goes into Landers, and now I bring in Celesteela pretty freely. I'm able to finally get off. I'm like, not finally, but I'm able to get off a Leech Seed, which is nice. As he brings in his Greninja. Oh, I protect first in case he exploded. Okay. Man, I'm slipping. That OG blunder shit. I would have gone for the Leech Seed. Anyway, I Leech on the switch to Zero Aura. I believe I protect or what? Yeah, I protect as he goes back into Greninja, but I'm just going to Leech Seed again as he Toxic Spikes. Toxic Spikes don't really hurt anything on my team besides T-Tar. And T-Tar loses to every single Pokemon besides Magearna, which it still loses to. Well, it doesn't lose to it, but it's like, it's just T-Tar sucks in this matchup. So that T-Spike is like whatever. He goes back into Landers T. He just keeps on expecting some shit. I don't know what. But he goes into Magearna here. He volts out. My Celesteela is very Spadef, as you can see, so that does nothing. He brings back in Zero Aura. Flamethrower. I got that thing down to 44, and it hasn't killed anything. It hasn't touched anything. Protect here again, because I need to keep Celesteela healthy, because it's able to check Scizor and Gear. So I want to keep that guy as healthy as I can. I go into Gliscor here as he goes for the CC and reveals that he has a Life Orb. So I was like, shit, look at my team. Like, people call Zero Aura bad, and they're just wrong, dude. It's not bad. It might not be a top tier threat, but dude, it's legit. Look at my team. My team gets smashed by Zero Aura, and my team is definitely not bad. Like, and even his team is not that good versus his Zero Aura setup. Plasma Charge, CC, HP Ice. Like, what resisted to a KO from that on his team? Nothing. Like, I don't know. People just hate to hate. This mon's pretty decent. It's pretty decent, honestly. It's just hard. It's hard to incorporate in the team, man. I'm going to Pex on HP Ice, knowing that's coming out next. So I'm just pivoting around a little bit. I'm now going to go into Ferrothorn, expecting him to go for the Plasma Fist, but he makes a great play, predicts my Ferrothorn, CCs, does an incredible amount, dude. That shit did so much. He barely hangs on too, which sucks. I'm going to protect here as he goes for CC yet again. And now I believe I go into Pex again. Yeah, I'm a Sav. I went into Pex. I'm a Sav, dude. I went into Pex here as he goes for Plasma Charge. Plasma Fist. So luckily, I got out of here alive. Zero Aura did not kill anything. It got chip on Ferrothorn, but it did not kill anything, which I'm really happy about. He goes in Landers T here. I just go into my Landers as he goes for the 1000, I believe. Oh, he DDs, yes. And I'm forced to HP Ice. So Zygarde takes 51 here. So I was like, excellent. Next one, I should be able to just knock it out, get rid of Zygarde, and then just go from there. Because, that just did a shit ton of damage. He does 55 to me because my Lando's Fizz Def. Or it's like Fizz Def Scarf. Unfortunately, the next HP Ice doesn't kill. And he gets that demonic Iapapa bullshit. I sack Landers here. I sack Ferrothorn here because, like, I don't need it, and I'd rather keep my Scarf Landers just in case. Also for that Panic Defog if I ever need it. I go into Gliscor. 1000 Arrows does a shit ton. I roost up. I roost up again as he DDs again. I have Ice Fang, which is why I brought in my Gliscor in the first place. And as you can see, Zygarde lives. So Zygarde lived HP Ice into Ice Fang. I hate this mon. Still not broken. Still not broken, haters. But I hate it. Sack T-Tar there because I'd like to keep my Glyph score. He was also at, what, 50%? 38%? I wanted to keep Glyph score because it was a possible win condition later on in the game. I go into Celesteela here. I protect, knowing fully well that he's not about to DD on this turn. I know he's never making a play like that. It's too risky. My Celesteela barely lives, and I'm able to knock him out. And I was like, okay, well, this looks terrible for me. Because Zygarde just killed everything. Literally, it just did, like, too much work. He goes into Greninja here and goes for a Z move. Sub-Zero Slammer. It does 8% because I protected, and I have the +1 Spadaf, so that was pretty laughable, honestly. That shit sucks. I bring in Pex here as he reveals to HP Fire. I kept my Celesteela just because I might as well keep sacks if I can, right? And I realized, like, my Toxapex is really nice versus him. He goes into Mag. Scald doing 7 is really nice because it reveals that he is Assault Vest, so I don't really got to worry about him going for a Shift Gear and T-Bolting or anything like that. On top of that, I'm going to continue to spam Scald. The reason being is because I know this guy is going to play in a fashion where he's able to bring in Landorus T on a Toxapex Recover and then go for an attack. I never want Landorus coming in for free. This man goes for a T-Spike here. Look at my last 4 mons. Yeah, so he just went crazy that turn going for a T-Spike. I don't know. He's just looking for something to click. He goes back into Magearna here as I continue to Scald. And knowing fully well that this Magearna can only Volt Switch on me, I'm going to continue that. I'm not going to, like, stop. I'm just going to keep on scalding as he goes into Greninja. Again, yes. He then finally brings in Landorus, expecting me to recover at 50, but no, I continue to scald, knowing fully well that's what he's going to try to do, bring in Landorus when he can. He now goes into Scizor. It's his last-ditch effort, but my Toxapex does have Haze, so I'm not too worried about the Scizor. I recover up here as he goes for another SD. Haze, get rid of that right there. I assume he's like U-turn or something. I don't know. Maybe knock. I don't know. But I'm going to scald here. I believe I burn, right? Yep, and I burn him, and that's going to be that. I mean, I beat the Scizor anyway, thanks to Haze. But, yeah, so he forfeits there because Peck sweeps the rest. So, luckily, Toxapex is still broken, and we beat round 1, and we move on to round 2. So, this is versus Avon. I've played this guy in a couple of friendlies in the past. He's challenged me. I remember one, because, like, when I saw that I had to play him round 2, the first thing that went to my mind is Tapu Bulu. Because I played this guy before, like, at least 7 or 8 friendlies. And I think every single game he brought Cart plus Tapu Bulu, and he brought it again here too. So I wasn't surprised at all. Like, I was very certain he was gonna bring Tapu Bulu because, like I said, I haven't seen too many of his games, but when we played, that's all he brought, Tapu Bulu Cart. So I was like, you know what, if he's gonna bring that shit, I should just bring a Torrent. That's probably a safe bet. And plus, this is just one of my favorite teams. I think this is an Alive actually. It's the double Magic Art Psychic, Z Heatran, and then AV T-Tar to stop Alakazams and stuff like that. I'll lead off with my Ferrothorn, knowing fully well he's not going to lead off with Heatran. So I'm going to be able to get my spikes up turn 1 because it's pretty favorable. Ferrothorn leads pretty favorable versus everybody. I expected Landorus or Clef to lead, so it worked out. He goes for a Toxicon to switch into my T-Tar, which is pretty nice for him. I'm AV T-Tar. I'm going to double into my own Heatran here, expecting either a Protect or a switch of his own into Clefable, I think. Yeah. I'm then going to Earth Power, and it does 92. And he's going to Earth Power himself, and it does 96. So we just got 2 Heatrans just doing their thing. I'm a Stealth Rock up here as he brings in his own Landorus. My Heatran took a big-ass hit, which is pretty bad for me, actually, because I needed my Heatran for the Clef. But I thought Earth Power would kill, and it didn't. I was, like, modest, too. I really thought he was finished. But he goes into T-Tar here. I was like, great. I get to die to Banded Pursuit now. So I click U-turn, but he turns out to be Mega, which I was like, all right, that's fair. Maybe Rocks will go up here. I don't know. I go into Heatran though, just on a sack, expecting Rocks actually. But no, he just goes for the Ice Punch. I'm then able to go into Zam because I need to go into something that can Oko that thing. So I just go into Zam as he sacks his Heatran. I'll evolve right there and then. Luckily, the spikes are going to come into play because it wears down the T-Tar. He goes into Landorus T here. Because I trace Intimidate, I'm going to stay in rather than switching out. I could have recovered on that turn. Probably the best play because he sacked his T-Tar, but I didn't want him to go into Tapu Bulu or Clef on a recover, expecting that. But yeah, he keeps his T-Tar because it's good sack fodder, as I'm going to Focus Blast into Tapu Bulu for what, 20%? 22%, pretty decent damage. Psychic, I don't think kills from the range I'm at. Yeah, Psychic doesn't kill from 60. So I'll switch into Torrent T as he's going to go into Clef. This is a nice play, because I think with Grassy Terrain, Clef avoids a 2-hit KO regardless. I go into Alakazam here, expecting a Calm Mind or a Rocks, as he goes for a T-Wave and he misses, which kind of sucks for him. In all honesty, that kind of sucks for him. A Psychic here, as he goes for a Calm Mind. Okay. And then what do I click here? What did I click here? I switched. I don't know why I switched, because I had Encore. So I could never tell you why I switched on that turn. Like, ever. I had no idea why I switched there. You'll see, it's like very confusing the plays I make. I don't know why I didn't, but I recover here, I think. Yes, on his T-Wave. I was waiting for him to, like, I don't understand why I didn't encore there. But I call mine here. Now here, knowing fully well the Clef is about to call mine again. I go back into Zam, and I just encore, right? I believe so. See, I don't understand why I didn't just do it like forever ago, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I basically let my Runiclus get paired. I was just a little lapse of judgment, I guess. I'm going to recover here. I'm encore recover psychic focus. I got to hit a focus here. Unfortunately for me, I am able to hit my focus here, which is pretty nice. If I missed it there, it was probably over. He goes into Landorus, Scarf. I go into Torn here as he makes a good play defogging those rocks and spikes away. It's pretty obvious I need to keep my Alakazam, so I'm not about to stay in there anyway. He goes into Clefable as I U-turn out yet again. Bring in the T-Tar. I believe I tried to scare him out, which is why I brought in my T-Tar. I'm then going to double in Tornadus as he does go into Kartana. Yup, I wanted to bluff the possible choice band, so I was just trying to scare him out. He goes into Clef as I'm able to get off a free-ass knock, which is pretty nice because Clef was a bit of a threat that I wanted to get rid of, or get rid of its item because, you know, it is a huge-ass threat. He goes into, I go into Alakazam here as he goes for Moonblast. I now go for the Psychic because I need that chip to put him in somebody's attack range. Also, this Tornadus doesn't have Hurricane. It's Heat Wave knockoff U-turn, so I couldn't kill it with that either. Now I'm going to bring in my T-Tar. Fortunately for me, this turn he stays in and he dies to Rock Slide, which was like amazing for me. Honestly, if he kept that and he went to the Landorus or something, he probably had a good shot to win. I go into Ferrothorn here, expecting him to go for Smart Strike, but he goes for Sacred Sword, which is a nice play. I'm not going to let him stay in. I'm not going to let him just like kill my Ferrothorn here. I believe in keeping all sacks. So I'm going to go into my Tornadus T. And yeah, he does some helmet damage to himself. I get him a free ass Heat Wave and just kill him. At this point, his team loses to Torn. Once he sacked the Clef, he goes into Landorus here. The possibility of Stone Edge exists. I'm just going to go into T-Tar because that thing loses to both Landorus and Tapu Bulu at this rate. So it's not really a reason. Like, there's no real reason for me to keep my Tyranitar. Unfortunately, Tapu Bulu is so bulky that I have to go into Tornadus because I don't want him to use my Tyranitar setup fodder. Knowing that Heat Wave won't do anything, I can't really just let him get set up to +6 on me like that. Goes for Protect as I continue to spam Heat Waves because I do not have Hurricane. I Heat Wave, he bulk ups, I Heat Wave again, Horn Leech, I Heat Wave again. He superpowers predicting my Ferrothorn, and that's not enough. I knock him out. So round 2 complete. I've been using some fat T-Tar shit, but I think round 3 I use, yeah. So I brought the team. This is versus Eternal Snowman. First time I heard this guy's name, but cool name nonetheless, cool team. So I'm using this team that I used in the semifinals of Smogon Tour in SM versus my boy Mounts when I played him. You can go check that vid out. But yeah, using Smogon Tour semis, one of my favorite teams. Brought it back. Shift, Calm Mind, Magearna, and then just standard stuff. Like supporting it. So lead off with Ferrothorn, switch out on Bulu turn 1 because I was like, look, he either goes to zone or he's gonna SD or he's gonna superpower. One of those 3 is coming out, and he goes for superpower. 43 does it means banded as hell. Now he goes to Mag. I Psychic here, okay? And I was like, well, oh well, fuck. I Psychic into Mag. I Psychic again because Earthquake didn't kill, and I didn't want him to pivot out, so I just did that. But it was kind of bad. He goes into Landorus here, which is a misplay on his part, honestly. I know the Landorus isn't Scarf. Well, actually, I didn't know if the Landorus was Scarf or not. I just assumed it wasn't Scarf because I assumed it was Rocks. And so I just Ice Beam here, and he doesn't even check for that. A lot of people have been running, like, Draco and shit. So, like, I guess he just expected me to not have Ice Beam. But I used Ice Beam when I brought this team in the official tournament 3 months ago. So, like, it's just been the same since then. I didn't edit the team at all. Goes into Diancie, reveals his Rocks, wins the second speed tie. But I did so much damage with my thing that I'm not even worried. He goes into Bulu. I Stone Edge, expecting him to maybe pivot into Thund, so I figured I'd get some good chip. Stone Edge is a shit ton, by the way, because I'm max attack Landorus. I sacked my Ferrothorn to Iron Barbs, and then I was like, okay, well, it looks like it's about that time. I'm gonna bring in Magearna and sweep his ass. So I go into Magearna, I Calm Mind first, I then Shift, right, and then I Calm Mind again, and then he loses because he goes into Magnezone, takes the Z, and then everybody gets it. Ban this Mon, and that was literally my round 3 game. Now in Smogon Tour, once you win the first 3 rounds, you get a point per round. And then once you win round 4, 5, 6, you get 2 points per round. So if you win 1 round, you get 1, 2 rounds, 2, 3 rounds, 3. You win the 4th round, you get 5. You win the 5th round, you get 7. 6th round, 9, so on, so on. So just to show you guys that the future rounds are way more important. Like rounds 4 and up are very important compared to rounds 1, 2, and 3 because that's where the big money is. That's where you get like the real points. And at the end of Smogon Tour's 9 weeks, whoever has the most points, you know, they make it into the top 16 bracket and, you know, they compete. So you want to do better in the later rounds. Like winning 3 rounds is like cool, but it doesn't really mean anything. You really want to win 4 or 5 rounds. Like that's where big points are. But yeah, round 4, Blunder versus Chaitanya. Cool team. This is ABR's team. I did a video on it. I'm using a Rain team I got from my buddy BKC. I love this team. It's very, very cool. I don't really use Rain much, but I figured, you know what, I might as well mix it up, use something else. I've been using a lot of like Tyranitar fat bullshit. I'll use this Rain. I go for Hurricane into Heatran turn 1. He sees the Life Orb, revealing that I probably do have a move to hit Heatran with, and I do. He's correct. I'm going to go Mag here as he just U-turns out, and then that gives him a free ass. Switching into his Heatran, which is good for him. I have to switch out there, though, because my Magearna is actually Shift Gear, Flash Cannon, T-Bolt, interestingly enough. As he gets up his rocks here, he taunts me here as I, Defog? I go for Defog, but now I'm free to just go for a U-turn, honestly, as he brings in his Tornadus, and I was like, all right, cool. He brought in Tornadus, shows the helmet. I'm going to go into Pert and just get my rocks up, I think. Yeah, I did just get my rocks up, as he's going to stay in a U-turn, and bring in his Tangrowth. Honestly, if you're going to stay in, you should just go for Hurricane and get some good chip. But he lets me get up rocks, which is really nice. I'm then going to go into Tornadus as he doubles into his Heatran. Superpower does kill this, as he's just going to stay in finally and let it die. I think his fear with going into Tornadus was that he would get smashed by Hurricane, which he would have. Going into Mawile wouldn't have been a good play either, because Hurricane, if this thing is unevolved, does like 60%. Mag is a really good mid-ground here because I'm faster. I have Z-Steel, which is like the only move ever that could OHKO Mega Mawile from Magearna. Is the Z Flash Cannon. That's like the only move that could do it. And Rain is up, so I know he's not going to Fire Fang on the switch. And I'm able to go for it and just knock that Mawile out right here. So this was kind of like having the right set at the right time, honestly, the Z Flash Cannon. But it worked amazingly because I'm able to bring it in hard on Mawile and just get rid of it. He goes into Gren. I'm like, well, Gren can't kill me. And if I kill this thing, well, he loses all of his offensive pressure. And he just sacks it. And I was like, great. So at this point, it looks like I win with literally anything because he can't kill like my guys. He brings in Torn. I dodged the Hurricane, knock him out with the T-Bolt. That really didn't matter. I would have just gone to Gren, and you know, ultimately he couldn't have won from the position he was in. So yeah, Magearna goes ham, and yeah, that was the fastest round 4 ever. Literally, I was so happy when I got this game. I was like, wow, thank the Lord for giving me this, because that was a really easy 2 points, honestly. Like, it was just such a fast game. I got rocks up, got my win cons in, and Magearna just went ham. So it was great. Honestly, it was great. Let's move on. Round 5. So Blunder versus Tricking. Tricking is a pretty solid player. He's been around in tournaments for a minute now. He's an Italian player, probably like one of the premier Italian players. He's a very strong player. Yeah, but anyway, I'm using the Rain again. I used it just the last round, but I was like, bro, I don't care if he counter teams me or not. I really like this team. He brought a pretty cool team. Tang, Toxapex, double regen, Diancie, and then he has Hoopa, which is a pretty cool option. Hoopa's pretty decent versus me, just because I have no pursuit or anything like that. But looking at the matchup, I was like, if I can get rid of Diancie, I can start getting up spikes. On top of that, he doesn't have too many good Dark Pulse switch-ins if I'm able to get up spikes on my Ferrothorn, so I can keep that in mind. I also see that Swampert is going to be a really big bitch for him to deal with if I predict the Tangrowth, so I was like, let's go with that. Leads off with Diancie. Turn 1, this man goes for HP Fire, just wanting that good chip, but I Power Whip because what else am I going to click? And he sacks Diancie turn 1. I was like, hell yeah, dude. I'll take that trade any day. He goes into Ferrothorn. Bro, I would have bet $600 million on him going for Stealth Rock here, so I just went for Spikes because I just knew he was going to go for Rocks, and that works out because I'm able to get up a Spike and half of his team is grounded. So I'm now able to go into Pelipper as he goes for a Lava Plume, and that does nothing to Pelipper. I'm going to Scald here as he goes for a Taunt, but I'm not about to remove the Spike that I just put up, so I get a free 52% off on his Heatran. I'm then going to use this as an opportunity to U-turn as he brings in Pex, and in comes big boy Swampert. The Swampert's also jolly. Just a little fun fact, it outspeeds Scarf Kartana, which is the, which is a big one, I guess. I Earthquake there just in case he stays into Toxic or whatever. I didn't want to risk that. I figured I didn't need to get rocks up on that specific turn. He Giga Drains into my Torn, and I look at his team, and I'm like, bro, Life Orb Hurricane is going to destroy somebody. He goes into Pex. Look at that juicy damage. I swear to God, using Life Orb Tornadus, it doesn't even feel like using regular boring-ass Tornadus. Like, it feels like a fucking juggernaut. I love it. I Superpower on the switch. I'm not taking extra Life Orb. I know he's 1000% second Heatran. I go right for it and knock that shit out the park. He brings in Landers to here. Very obviously Scarf, but I have no reason to stay in. Swampert catches the U-turn and Stone Edge mid-ground, as well as the possible Defog. So that is the greatest play I can make. I am then going to go into Ferrothorn on Tangrowth, knowing that the Tang is for sure HP Ice. As he just goes for HP Ice, I believe, expecting my Torn. I use this opportunity to knock off the Tang, right? Yep. Steal its AV. That way it can for sure just get smashed by Dark Pulse. And now I'm basically confirming that Dark Pulse is going to sweep if by some reason I mess up with my other guys, because I'm able to knock off the one thing that would have been able to repeatedly come in. He brings in Pex. I believe I U-turned, hoping not to lose any momentum. Yep. Bring in Pert, and now that I see that Toxic Pex is at 58%, I'm able to just get on my rocks here pretty freely, knowing he's going to switch out. And that's great, because now Tangrowth for sure can't come in on my guys. I go into Torn on the Giga Drain. Sorry, I skipped turn there. I Hurricane into Landorus. Man, one hit KO'd. Smashed. I love this set. Knock that shit out. In comes Pex. I believe I go into Ferrothorn again. I was like, alright, let's just throw this out. As he just sets up a T-Spike. Yup. And what do? I spike? As he goes back in the Tang? Yeah. He gets up a T-Spike, which is fine because it only hits my Pert. I believe I get some chip on the Tang to where I win with my... oh, I get up another Spike. And then what do I go to here? Do I sack this? I feel like I keep it. Or do I sack it? Yeah, I start knocking off because I was like, okay, it's time to win with my Lele. A Giga Drains here, expecting my Pelipper or something like that. But no, I'm just getting chipped so I can bring in my Mag and win. Because I already knocked off this thing's AV. So even if he is Max Spadef, he's going to get obliterated by my Zimu. I also see that nothing on this team, barring a Banded Fire Punch, can kill me. And Flash Cannon T-Bolt is truly the perfect coverage to win. So he's going to switch into Pex. But like I said, I got up all those hazards for this reason, so that he cannot pivot between his regen mons. Corkscrew does 28, but T-Bolt, he is in that range. If he switches out, he's not going to be able to recover enough. Oh, he actually goes into Hoopa here, which is a nice play. He goes for a all-out pummeling Z Focus Blast, I think, but it's not going to be enough. It does 82%. Knock him out with Flash Cannon. He goes into Tang, knock that out. Pex, knock that out. Dead. Magirna wins yet another game. Seeing a trend here? But yeah, that's that. To the next one we go. So round 6. Yes. So I just got 7 points when I won that one. Round 6. So this was quarterfinals. I'm so sorry. That's who I'm playing, even though it's just sorry. I played this guy in Smogon Snake Draft. I kicked his ass, but I didn't upload it. I just felt like talking shit. But yeah, nah, I'm just playing. He's a cool guy. We're playing this game. His team is pretty interesting. Honestly, his team looks like some Hida Fajita type shit. Real talk. Like, he has like all the unconventional, like Feeny, Superior, Falcorona, like the stuff you don't see put on every team. Garchomp, like all of his team besides Mawile are like OU mons that like you see them on very specific teams. You don't see them all together, which is why I was pretty like confused when I saw this build. But nonetheless, looking at it, I was like, okay, obviously he has a lot of threats. Volcarona could be a threat, but I have a T-Tar, so as long as it's not Beginnium Z, I should be fine. And I was looking at his team and I was thinking, you know, he could be Beginnium Z. He's not too weak to Pex to where he would really need Psychium. But he could also just be running that. I don't know. I also thought he could be Whirlpool Feeny in combination with Volk. So I was thinking either Firium or Bugginium, but the possibility of Psychium was also there. And past that, I could see how weak his team was to Tran. So I figured the Volk was for sure going to have HP ground, or the Serp was. So let's jump into it. I lead off a Latias as he leads off a Garchomp. Turn 1, I'm going to double switch out, knowing that he's for sure going to bring in his Feeny, fearing the Ice Beam. I know the Garchomp is not going to be Scarf, because who else is going to be the Rocker then? He goes into Feeny as I'm able to use turn 1 and just I immediately go for the momentum play to get up a spike, because I know he's going to want to get rid of the hazards. I bring in Landorus here just to U-turn out as he brings in Zapdos. Fortunately for me, is Zapdos is pressure, which means I don't got to worry about that thing hacks me a rough skin, which is pretty nice, honestly. I believe I go for Stealth Rocks. Yep, as he's just going to Volt out of there for 20%. Heatran is fairly Spadef, so I'm not too worried. As he goes right back into Garchomp, I was like, shit, okay, this thing's in. Now I go into Ferrothorn because I figured he is going to go for a play that mid-grounds against the Landorus. Now if he SD'd, this could have been bad, but I assumed it wasn't going to be SD just because you would want to run that with a Z move. So I expected either mixed or Rocky Helmet, but I was pretty sure it was mixed, because on an offensive team like this, why would you need Rocky Helmet? He goes for Draco. So the Ferrothorn mid-ground worked really well there, because he was either going to Earthquake or Draco, but he does just go for Draco. He now brings in Serp as I do what? Reuniclus is a great play on my part, because it covers the Earthquake, which went into a KO, and it covers the Fire Blast, which would have done dog shit damage, and then I would have been able to just go for a Side Shock and get free chip on anything. I go into Heatran here knowing that I cannot go toe-to-toe with Serp right now. I need to keep Reuniclus. It's a very potent win condition later on. In comes Feeny. He glares me or whatever with the Serp. I didn't see leftovers on the Serp, which basically suggests that the Serp is Scarf, and it turns out to be Scarf. You'll see later. Lava Plume into Feeny. Unfortunately, he's going to be able to finally defog, but I mean, if his rocks aren't up, I don't really care. I just need to make sure that I keep hazards up at all times. I love having hazards up. It just makes the game easier, right? So I'm going to keep going for him. He goes into Zap here as I believe I spike. Yep. Spike up yet again. Okay, I go into Heatran on what? Volt? Oh, he defogs. Yup. Rocks up again on the Feeny. Oh, this is nice. I'm actually able to hit the Wisp through the Para, which is really good because now Feeny can no longer check Heatran forever because it's not going to be able to get leftovers forever, so I can get Rocks up later. He goes for a taunt here. Pretty nice play, as I am just going to attempt to get my Rocks back up, but now I think, I feel like I should be smart with my Heatran. Just because I need that thing for Serp. So I make the double into Latias, expecting him to bring in the Garchomp. That was pretty heat too. That was pretty heat. And now I'm able to go for the Ice Beam, knock that shit out. He stays in. I guess my turn 1 where I doubled suggested to him that maybe I was not Ice Beam, but I just made the double knowing he would scout for Ice Beam on the first turn. And I guess keeping that hidden put him in a false sense of security. I'm able to knock that shit out right there and basically stop Rocks for the entirety of the game. I HP ground here as he goes into Mawile. SD, yeah, HP ground is into a KO as we saw from that pitiful damage. So I T-Wave here as he just play roughs and knocks me out. Now here, I think I go into Tran and I just Lava Plume. This was kind of a whack play just because I could have gone to Landorus or T-Tart, but both of those things could have lived and killed it back. But I don't know why I really went into Heatran. I don't know if I died, to be honest. I have like max HP, but I bet there's a chance. But I think I lived at 85. I don't know. Either way, whatever. I paralyzed it for a reason, right? I'm going to T-Tar here on the vault because I have to go hard too as he QDs up. I'm like, all right, moment of truth. If this shit's Beginnium, I'm boned, but I don't think it is, and it's not. It shows he's not. My bad. Either he's not or I don't know. He was just hoping I'd miss my rock move. But I bring in Heatran here on Serp. I know it's Scarf. He goes into Feeny here as I believe I Lava Plume, right? Yeah, I realize there's no reason for me to fuck around. I should just take the win as I can. Basically, all big threats on this team have been eliminated already. He doubles into Zap. I go for what? A switch into Ferrothorn. Yeah, honestly, he just kind of doubles around a little bit, but ultimately, he cannot break my team. Scalds down Rocks. Renaclus comes in. Psyshocks a couple times. Recovers, blah, 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 blah. Sack the Heatran, Renaclus, recover up, start Calm Mind, he forfeits. So, yeah, once I killed all the stuff that could break Renaclus, it was over. So, round 6 won, 9 points, off to semifinals. So, I was making a tear, bro. First tour back. I gave him 3 months to boss up. I gave him 3 months to get as nice as me, but shit, I took the summer off. You couldn't even tell, bro. So, anyway, I'm just playing. Greninja Warrior 21 for semifinals. I'm using just basic offense. This game is long as fuck, so I'm going to put it on fast. I'll lead off with Heatran. I'm going to Tangrowth. That might be too fast. He spikes there. The Ice Beams here as I Giga Drain. That shit did nothing. I knock off here, but he turns out he's Z move. He gunks and misses, which was pretty bad for him. Like, super bad for him. Because if he hit that, he probably would have smashed me with Zygarde. So, that was pretty shitty for him. I Giga Drain again because this team gets 6-0'd by Gren. So, I can't really do anything. The Magearna's offensive. I can't go to it. I go into Heatran here as he U-turns out and brings in his Zygarde. I bring in my Landorus because I'm afraid of letting my Tangrowth get poisoned. 1,000 Arrows does so much damage to me. It's ridiculous. He goes into Torn as I believe I just defog. Going to Mag here as he doubles into Gren. I then go into my Landorus expecting the Tectonic Rage, which is an insane play, but you know, I'm a heat like that. So it worked out pretty well because he does just go for Tech Rage. I U-turn out of here. I have to U-turn there because even though I know the Torn can come in on Helmet, I just don't want to risk him staying in as I hard switch out because he wasn't weak to U-turn on that turn. He was a ground type. But I am able to bring in my Heatran and just get my rocks up, which is pretty nice because in comes Zygarde. I go into Tang. He 1,000 Arrows. I knock into Torn, I believe, right? Yeah, I knock into Torn. I then go into Greninja knowing that he's probably going to defog as he does just do that. I Hydro here just to scout what kind of Bulu it is, see what it is. And judging by that damage, I know he's not AV. He reveals leftovers telling me he's probably just SD. Fat bullshit. I go into Tang here as he Horn Leeches. He switches out as I go for the double back into my Heatran, expecting him to protect, scout it. Now this Heatran doesn't have Earth Power. It's Stealth Rock, Toxic, Lava Plume, Roar, which really is going to suck here because I cannot touch his Heatran with like anything on that Heatran. So I go for a Hydro Pump again just in case he stays in to get up rocks. I'm really afraid of losing my Gren even though I should be getting up Spikes soon. I just kind of wanted to play in a way that he wouldn't expect me, you know? I don't know. I was just trying to like feel him out for a little bit. I knew this game was going to be decently long, so I U-turn out as he protects. I'm then gonna hard switch out, right? No, I U-turn again. Damn. I guess I just... Oh, I already knocked off the Torn. That's why. He superpowers into my Heatran, but doesn't do anything. I'm able to get up rocks. Brings in Tangrowth. I bring in Tangrowth on the Zygarde. Sorry, it's just a lot of looping, so I'm like skipping through it. I HP Ice on the switch to Torn. Switch out of there as he brings back in Heatran and Defogs, but they go right back up. As he goes into his own Heatran, I can't stay in, so I gotta get out of there. I bring in Alakazam. I Focus Blast here. As it misses. I should have evolved, but that shit would have done 40%, and I could have 2KO'd the Scizor, which kind of sucks, but I think back to the Gunk Miss, and like, it sucks, but it is what it is. It happens. He brings in Greninja here. I know he can only dig to kill me, so I just Lava Plume to knock him out, and that's that. He now is able to bring in Zygarde, and I basically have to get my Tangrowth poisoned, and I do, and he goes into Torn. I believe I double, right? Yeah, I double back into Landers to get off the Defog. That way Gren and Alakazam don't have to get it. That was a pretty nice play on my part. I'm then able to bring in Heatran, get him right back up as he goes into Zygarde, back into Tang, right? Yup, as he goes for it again as I knock off the band. He then switches out into Torn as I HP Ice as usual. I switch out on the possible U-turn or whatever, but he knocks off. He doesn't even get the rocks off the field, which is nice because I used this as an opportunity to double into my Tangrowth, predicting his Bulu because I need to heal up my Tangrowth for the Zygarde. So that was a good play on my part because now my Tangrowth is able to recover a decent amount of HP to deal with this type of Bulu. And I believe I don't stop there because I don't want the momentum leaving my hands. I go right into Heatran, knowing he's going to go for the Protect. He's going to start scouting, all that good shit. I'm able to Roar here now and reveal it, I think, right? As he goes back into Zygarde, I believe I reveal Roar, right? Yeah, I reveal Roar. I Roar his ass out into Torn. Switches out back into Zygarde as I Toxic, right? Yeah, I Toxic the Zygarde. Tangrowth comes in on 1000. I believe I double here as he brings in Scizor. Or did I stay in? Oh, I doubled into Gren. Pretty nice play, but Scizor is a threat. I go into Heatran here as he goes into Tapu Bulu. Works out because I'm able to Roar here on the Protect. I bring on the Zygarde, which sucks, but it is what it is. He rests up. Brings in Heatran. I believe I double out yet again into Greninja. Spike. Nope, I keep Hydroing, man. I'm pussy. You Horn Leeches. Blah, blah, blah. Do I Roar? I think I Roar. I feel like I Roar. Yeah, I predict him to just keep on. Sorry, I roared him into Torn there. I predict him to just not want to attack, so my Roars are pretty good. He goes into Zygarde here as I Toxic. I gotta go into Tang as he Sleep Talks. Do I double again or do I stay in? I keep doubling like a beast. I finally Spike here. I'm fairly sure I Spike for show here. Yes, I Spike. So that was a pretty heat play. And so, yes, I believe now I switch into Heatran as he goes for the superpower as I expected. But because of grassy terrain, it's not the end of the world. I'm able to take the hit as well as another one if by some miracle he decided to stay in. As usual, I believe I'm just going to click Roar if I'm not wrong. Yup, I just keep on roaring. Bring back in his Heatran, which sucks. If I brought Scizor or Bulu there, I think I just like really put myself in a good ass spot. But unfortunately, I get the Mon that can kill me and I can't touch it. So I got to go into Gren here as he Earth Powers again. That's nice. It's fine for me. I believe. What do? Do I Spike or I Hydro? I think. I Hydro, I think. He goes into Bulu. Hold up. He goes into Bulu and I Hydro, right? Now, yeah, I Hydro and I miss. Now here, we have had this Gren, Bulu, Tang situation. Like this scenario happened like 6 times this game. I was so sure this turn he was going to go into Tornadus. So I attack, knowing that he's going to double into Tornadus to try and get a defog off on my Tang. Unfortunately for me, I forgot that I was not Specs. So this Dark Pulse doesn't kill, which is like a choke technically. Because if I hit Hydro there, knowing he was going to go Torn, so I knew he was going to go Torn here. So if I just went for the attack that killed Torn, he was fucked because everything gets hit by spikes now. But because I Dark Pulsed, oh man, dude, I regret that so hard because I just forgot like that Pulse wouldn't kill at the range it was at. I made the play and it still wasn't enough, which just sucks. Like I knew the play, but I just did like just something semi off by going for the Pulse over Hydro. But anyway, I double into my Chan knowing that the Bulu is going to come in. I heal that thing back from 32 to like 100%. I believe I Roar. Yeah, I roar him into Torn, so now he's able to get off that Suicide Fog. Yup. In comes his own Heatran. I go into my Gren. Goes into Bulu, I Spike. Tangrowth in. Double into my Heatran. Get him back up. Back into Tang. Yeah. Man, I regret that. I HP Ice into Heatran. Bringing Greninja on Lava Plume. He burns me. Unfortunately, I get up all my spikes as he starts bulking up. I then Lava Plume hoping for a burn, but no cigar. I then go into Mag. I Flare Cannon to knock him out. And, what's he do? I have to switch out on Zygarde because he's faster than me. He's going to wake up this turn, and if he kills me, I lose. So I sack my Greninja here, right? Yeah, I sack my Greninja over my Tang. If I went to Tang, I was finished because he would have set up with Scizor and beat me. I go into Zam here, which is a good play because it's the one thing that stops Scizor from setting up on it. E-Speed, he doesn't knock me out. I'm able to kill him off a Psychic, and I'm thinking, alright, great. Well, I probably just win with my Mag now. Well, I have to hit a Focus Blast to win with my Mag, but that's what I was thinking. Well, I got to hit 2 Focus Blasts. So I missed the first one on the Scizor, so I bring in my Mag. I try to hit it. Unfortunately, I missed this one, but it's fine because I'm pretty sure I'm faster than this Heatran, so I just got to hit the next 2, but I missed that one. He roosts, and that's going to be it because from here on, Scizor is able to beat me. So unfortunate misses because I missed my 3 blasts. If I hit any of those, I probably would have had it, but I think back to when I dodged the Gunk Shot, which probably would have killed my Tangrowth and probably would have put him in a insane position had he been able to take care of my Tangrowth. So shit happens. It's not like I didn't get lucky, and that's gonna be it. GG. So pretty good run. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this type of video. I'll be sure to do more in the future if you did, and let me know what I can work on. Peace.